Hello guys and welcome to the Sahil show and welcome to my YouTube channel as well. And in this podcast we are really going to talk how to be a fluent English speaker. So in this video I'm going to tell you my own personal experience, like how I exactly become public speaker, how I have gained this much confidence that I can speak English without going to any coaching center, without going to any kind of institute, without paying any single amount of money. So first of all, how I become public speaker, this is also a very good question. So I have started my journey I think 1.5 years ago, and at that time someone suggested me a few random applications like where you can go, where you can practice with a stranger. So when I've been to that place, I started practicing English with many stranger people, and from last 1.5 year I haven't taken any single day break. So as now I have gain this confidence, I can also say other people, and as you can see in my communication skill, and many people do not believe like this person haven't been to any English medium school, that persons haven't been to any kind of coaching before, or haven't paid any single amount of money before. It's very difficult for them to believe this, but this is what we can say it's truth, and this is completely true. So let's understand like how to be a fluent English speaker exactly. So in order to be a fluent English speaker, first we have to understand the importance of English language, that why do we need to be a fluent English speaker. Because somehow in a book I have read like before starting any work, and before start any work, at least you need to focus why are you going to do that work. If you will clear this idea, and if you will clear these things in your mind, that why are you going to be active in this field, why are you going to do this stuff, and why do you want to do that, this will always remind you about your goal which you have oathed before, like yeah, this is my initiate and just for this I am going to do that. So actually when I started my journey, at that time I decided that why do I want to be a public speaker, why do I want to be an English speaker, because I understood the value of English language. I understood what is the importance of English language. So recently I'm going to tell you that what is the importance of English language. Listen, you go anywhere in the corner of India, because I'm from India. If you go India, if you go Pakistan, if you go any country in the world, mostly you will be finding people are talking in English to communicate with others who are not from the region, who are not from their place, or maybe who are from the different country. So imagine you are living in like New Delhi, you are living anywhere, North India, South India, anywhere. So you are now fluent English speaker in your own mother tongue, right? So but what will happen if you will have to communicate with an American, if you will have to communicate with a British? How will you be exactly dealing with this situation? So first of all, you need to have like a fluency, you need to have a good command on English language. If you will have a good command over English language, then how you will able to manage this language as well. I think there are many, and this is an international language and people are speaking in a very eloquent way, and I think if I can speak, people can speak. So those people who have visited this my YouTube channel to learn how to be a fluent English speaker, they can also speak. So let's start. So I have already told you that what's the importance of English language, and I do not want to escalate the length of my podcast by telling you all the time what is the importance of English language, why do you need to learn English language. So exactly we have now cleared and that what is the importance of English language. So directly now we are going to focus on the points which I have made and that helped me a lot to be a fluent English speaker. I'm repeating again that the tips I'm going to give you, that tips will help you to become a public speaker or confident enough when it's come to speaking English. It will some points which I am going to mention, some points may not help you in writing section. We will talk about these things later, but first let's talk about how to be a fluent English speaker. First point I have just gathered to make you educate and ideate here, that is vocabulary. Many people now, they are going to rub their head, and maybe many people now are bored like what he is exactly talking about. That is true. Vocabulary is the key and the basic point of everything. So I think 1.5 years ago I was in YouTube, and at that time I was scrolling down YouTube and I found a video. That person was not only able to speak English, that person could speak more than I think 12 language. So he was giving a tips, and what was his tips? There was only one tips from his side to speak any language, that was vocabulary, and that was the golden rule of his. He said like, if you will focus on vocabulary, what is vocabulary? Means the words that you use verbs, and when you are speaking English. So if you will use these vocabularies in your speaking section, definitely you are going to see a perfect improvement. So, and let me tell you what will happen if you have no idea about vocabulary. I am a public speaker, and I am a moderator of English Corner as well. So in this place, what we see, many people come, they are fluent English speaker, but somehow they are struggling for vocabulary. They are haggling, they are stammering when it's come to put a right word in the right time. So imagine you are very good at grammar, you are very good at speaking English, but somehow your vocabulary is not strong. So you know what will happen if you're speaking on any topic. Imagine I will give you a topic like how to just imagine it's like talk about climate change. Let's talk about like India and Canada relationship, which has deteriorated recently. Let's talk about that. Then how you will be exactly talking? That is the main and that is the most important topic, that how you are really going to talk on the subject, how you are really going to speak on the topic. That is very, very important part. So recently you can see, like, as this is the important part, the second point I want to mention, the coaching and the dilemma. Many people think like coaching is a very important point if they really want to be a fluent English speaker or anything. So that's what we are talking, and especially the coaching is the very, very, like essential for many people. But I found like coaching cannot be essential for me, because I have joined a platform a years ago, and that time I found like, yeah, it's absolutely all right if people are really willing to spend their money on coaching. I don't think so there's any problem from my side. But what I feel, guys, this is a language, this is not a subject. So here is this difference in our pedagogy. Here is the some kind of problem in our pedagogy, or means our teaching style. So the way we were indoctrinated, the way I've been taught by my, like by my teachers, like English is a subject, and you treat English like a subject. I completely denying this fact, because English is just a language. Try to learn this, like a English as a language. Do not try to learn this as a subject. So I find like going to coachings or somewheres, it's kind of dilemma. And I have seen, man, many people, many people have wasted their money in the way that I cannot even describe you. The way they have literally disgraced themselves, the way they have splurged their parents' money in the name of coaching. And even though if they would have got result, then I would be happy to see like, yeah, they got result from that place, but they didn't even have a proper result from the place. Even though like, and why I am saying this thing, I am a public speaker. I have been speaking on many speaking platforms like Clubhouse, Hello, and many apps. So as I'm in Hello, I am a moderator of English Corner, as I told you before. So in our like English Corners, I conduct a room every day where people come to talk to me, and I have helped many people to clear their exam, many people to clear their interview. And I think after listening me and after coming to my room and communicating every single day, they have literally become that much confident enough that they can clear any exam, or they can at least manage the conversation. So I think like coaching and kind of stuff is nothing more than waste of money according to my ideology, and treat this language as a language. And why and how then, if you will not go to coaching or somewhere, then how you will learn this language properly, I'm going to tell one by one. And the second thing that I want to mention here is that is practicing. Many people take these things very easy. You know what they do? They do not want to go to the coaching center, but they still ignoring the hard work. They do not want to toil either. So this thing's not going to work. So what you need to do, if you're not joining coaching center, if you're not in the atmosphere where you can speak English, look at me where I am. I live in village. There's nobody can speak English in the way that I am speaking, and even look at my accent as well. So these things I have built by myself, these things I have erected by myself, I have improved by myself by the hard work and practicing. So what I am saying, you need to have a dedication toward the English language. You need to practice every single day. So what you need to do, you need to just take a vengeance, like, yeah, and you just need to decide that now I am going to speak every single day. You do not need to decide the time. Just set a time for yourself if you are free, and if you will be free in the same time every day, so you can decide the time. But if you think that no, I will not be free at the same time tomorrow, so do not set the time. Just put these things in your mind and just think like that, I am going to speak English every single day. So I think if you are a beginner, I think you need to spend at least 1 hour to practice English with a stranger. And when you are practicing in the sense of in a different form. So when you are practicing, it doesn't mean you need to just only speak with others. Practicing in the sense of sometimes when you are in your home, try to communicate a little bit with yourself in front of mirror as well. It's like, imagine, it's like if you are going to open your laptop and you are saying this thing in your native language, do not say in this sentence that I'm going to open my laptop in your native language. Try to speak this thing in English. Means I'm saying practice in the sense of convert all of your native language activities into English language. That's what I want from you, and that's how you can literally improve your communication skill. Number 4, ignore grammar. Absolutely right. In speaking, I'm not talking about in writing. In speaking, you can literally like ignore grammar rules, because there's a book like like How to Be a Fluent English Speakers, and there are many books, and I think you might have heard this person name. He is world's number 1 English trainer. His name is AJ Hodge. So once he said in his books like ignore English grammar rules. Why he said that? Because English grammar's fear inside of students, this is the only one cause is stopping them to not learn this language. So when these things are really stopping them to not learn this language, or stopping them to learn this language, somehow they think like, what will I make a grammar mistake? I make grammar mistake. I have seen some many respected journalists, many respected people, they make grammar mistake. Making grammar mistake 5 or 10% is completely avoidable. It's fine. What people focus how are you communicating, and what is the meaning of communication, that with the person you are talking with, that person is understanding what are you trying to deliver. So if you are capable, if you are able to deliver your speech properly, if you are literally able to facilitate yourself properly, if you are able to encapsulate your speech properly, that's what we call public speaking. That's what we call speaking in English language, and that's what you exactly need in this case. So you should try to ignore English grammar, but not so much you can literally ignore, but with an accent. Imagine if you're saying I am going to market, you cannot say I was going to market. At least you need to have some basic understanding about the grammar, then you will literally enhance. I have never read any grammar book, then how I have enhanced my grammar? This is a good question. So there is a very few tricks I'm going to tell you. I think I'm going to increase the length of this audio, but it's fine. First one, reading newspaper. Many people say what? Yes, reading newspaper is the only one way that you can enhance your grammar and vocabulary in a very quick time. Imagine you have picked a book for yourself. You're going to read a book named The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene or Atomic Habit. If you're reading these 2 books, now these 2 books are based on 2 different genre, right? So if I'm reading a self-help book, after reading that book, I am going to get a vocabularies regarding to the same topic that is the book is based on, right? So now what I need to do, if I am reading the newspaper, I will go with a sport news. Now I am going to gather sports vocabulary. Then I will move to the political news, where I will be getting political, like a vocabulary. Then I will move to the climate change. I will be gathering some, like a words related to the climate change. Then I will be moving to the another section. So newspapers are really giving you some kind of like an extent and variety, where you go one by one, chapter by chapter, and that's how you can literally enhance your like a speaking English, and you can enhance your vocabulary as well. So please try to ignore grammar mistake, and I tell you at the same time how you can literally enhance your grammar without even reading any and without even understanding any grammar rules. But you must be clearing, or you need to clear your at least basic grammar things. That's what is present continuous, what is past perfect, what is present perfect tense, okay, and what is simple present. At least you need to just look at these books and the rules at once, not so much, but at once. It will help you a lot. Talk to humans. This is absolutely right, because looks like nowadays this is the age of artificial intelligence, and I believe like if you're communicating with a human being, they will not only be understanding your fact, they will be responding you with emotions. Imagine if you are saying like, yesterday I have lost my best friend, so they will not be only saying you, my condolence, literally go with you, and I'm so very sad for you. These things you cannot expect from the artificial intelligence or kind of stuff. So talking to the human beings, and especially those people who have already achieved a good fluency in English language, they can really help you to enhance your communication skill. So try to talk to the human beings, and do not try to talk to AI or something. Next topic I'm going to tell you, and the last point of mine of this discussion, that is consistency. In the book of Mastery by Robert Greene, I have learned one important line, that is consistency is the mother of mastery. Doesn't matter how many masters you have seen in your life. So that's masterness, and that, like master behavior has nothing to do with if you're not consistent in your work. And my key point to learn English language, that is a two thing. First one is a vocabulary, second thing is a consistency. So if you will ignore these two things, you may never ever able to become like a fluent English speaker. So consistency, in the sense of consistency is the mother of mastery. If you have spoken English today, try to speak tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and upcoming days as well. Do not make excuse, no, I am sleepy, I'm watching TV, I cannot speak English now, we will see tomorrow. This kind of lame excuse and pretext can literally like down you, plummet your confidence, and literally can stop you to go further in your life. And you are not deluding anyone. If you will make excuse tomorrow that I do not want to speak English, who will be getting lost? And whose loss is that? It's your loss that you are not going to speak tomorrow. So try to understand your benefit. If you are not willing to spend any single money and want to learn this language as well, so please try to follow my rules. The same thing that I'm trying to tell you. Try to avoid grammar mistakes, follow the consistency, because as I mentioned, consistency is the mother of mastery. And the last tips I'm going to give you is like start reading a lot. The more you will read, the more you will create muscle memory. What is muscle memory? Muscle memory in the sense of, imagine you are very good at Hindi language, right? You speak Hindi very well. So when you are speaking Hindi, so imagine if I ask you a question, how are you? In order to respond these things in your own native language, you may not take even a second to say like I am very good. So in the same thing you need to literally create, or the same thing you need to build in English language. So when you say, when someone will ask you in English, tell me about the China economy, tell me about the Indian economy. So if you have read already about this fact, I think you will be speaking in a definitely perfect extent. So these are the tips and tricks that I can give you about how to be a fluent English speaker, and I hope you like this audio. And this is my personal experience, and this is what I wanted to tell every single one here in this panel and those who are listening this like podcast. Again guys, thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, share and like with others. In this channel you are going to see movie reviews, every single thing which comes under speaking. By listening me and listening many speakers who are going to join my panel, you will be going to improve yourself as well. You will be going to enhance yourself as well. Thank you very much. See ya. Take care.